So it's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by my good friend, heavyweight Christian Thun. Christian, how are you?
Danny, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very good. We went through your hit list last time we spoke. Dillian White was on there, Joe Joyce was on there, Johnny Fisher was on there. The one man who wasn't on there out of all the Brits that you wanted to fight is the one you're actually going to be fighting on September the
Yeah,
27th here in the UK.
yeah,
It's Hughie Fury.
yeah.
How
And he's probably the best out of all of them, anyways. So I couldn't be happier.
how did it all come about? How did the deal come together?
It came about super quick. I'm not taking a little bit of a detour. So
Sure.
my daughter was just born the other day. She's
Oh,
happy,
congratulations.
healthy, everything good. Thank you so much. And we were just at the pediatrician. And I pulled my phone on. I had my agent Ian text me, "You want the Huey Fury fight?" I saw my missus looking at me, staring me with the eyes, like, "Put your fucking phone on." I said, "Hang on, I want to do something." I said, "Absolutely, yes." And then that's it. That's done. I didn't really have time to kind of, I'm here, there, why, when. I took my phone out. I read the message. I saw Mrs. stare at me like if looks could kill. And the pediatrician with the doctor, I said yes, absolutely yes, and they said that and half an hour later it was done. Really as simple. I've told my agent Ian, I've told you, I've told everybody that, like, honestly, it's I'm like anybody really, and there's no way in any disrespectful way or whatever. I'm really want to just fight good guys. I live for the big nights, man. That's all I want. Nothing else. I'm not gonna outprice or outcomplicate myself. I just want to have a good time, fight. I said it last time already. I couldn't be bothered to fight some Joe bloke from suburban Bosnia or Tennessee or whatever it is. I just want to fight the good guys out there, like the strong guys that are out there, especially in the UK. And my wish was granted to me, and I couldn't be happy. By the way, I'm fighting somebody that I've been looking up to for a long time
Hmm.
in Hughie Fury, and also especially his dad and trainer, and Peter Fury. Peter Fury, honestly, in my opinion, is probably one of the best coaches that the UK has ever produced. First of all, he's the one that has made Tyson Fury, in my opinion. I remember I've been watching the Furies for a long time, and I remember when Tyson was fighting the likes of like the early John McDermott fights and Marcel Sella. He was just a big brawler, very young. But then Peter Fury came in the picture, and he molded Tyson Fury to be the man that he is now with his boxing style. Therefore, I'm proud to be facing a true fighting family in the Furies in Huey Fury, and it's super exciting.
Yeah, I interviewed Peter Fury this morning, as you may have seen already. It went out on the channel a couple of hours ago. He said
Yeah,
he didn't know that much about you, but he knew that you were a talented fighter, and that's what he wants for Huey at this stage. He wants good fights, good tests,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
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 a
yeah.
lot of
Yeah,
respect there from him as well.
yeah, fair play. That's what a good coach and father and I guess mentor to his son should want for his son. Doesn't want them to be in some silly fights. I want them to be in good testing fights, and it's going to be a good testing fight for both of us. You know what's funny? I was just thinking we're both in a similar situation. He has already been there. I haven't been there. He has had some health issues. Has had some personal issues to deal with. I had my own personal issues and health issues to deal with. So we both want to get back. This makes it even more exciting because not like we're both kind of there and just like whatever. We both want to get back to, or rather, he wants to get back. I want to be there. I've never even been there. So we're both really, really, I guess, hungry and motivated to really get that, get that win, get that next step up, keep climbing the ladder, and keep potentially having bigger and better fights. So very exciting.
And you've obviously spent plenty of time in the past with Huey's cousin, Tyson Fury, who's
Yeah.
got his own big fight to prepare for soon enough. Have you ever had any discussions with Tyson about Huey and about his kind of abilities or his progression?
You know what? Not really. No, I've seen Huey fight a lot though. I remember. I mean, look, I'm going back to all the way when he won the, I think, junior amateur world championships.
Oh, the World
So
Youths. Yeah, I
the
remember.
world youth. So I really remember him and know him in terms of boxing well. I mean, I haven't really studied him or anything, but I like to watch him. There is something about him that if you appreciate um, good boxing, you can appreciate his boxing style. He's very fit, he's very durable, he's very experienced too. By the way, I think he's also really tough. and I have nothing but respect and admiration for him. But don't mistake my respect and admiration for I don't know, weakness or something. I'm coming, guns blazing, bombs away, whatever you want to call it. It's a massive opportunity, and I just can't wait for the fight.
What sort of training were you doing before this fight was agreed, and how will your training regime change now you've got a date to work towards?
We've been ticking over here and there, nothing really too crazy. I was actually in camp with Jared Anderson before. I mean, I was in camp with him for about like a week, but his camp kind of overlapped with Mahmoudov's camp. And I've sparred Jared Anderson many times. I wanted to go and do some sparring with Mahmoudov, so I kind of went over to Mahmoudov, did that, and I had probably 2-3 weeks of sparring with both. Actually, probably 3-4 weeks sparring with both guys. So I'm good. I'm in a good place. I want to pick it up, and then I came back home. Like 2.5 weeks ago, came back to Miami, and I was kind of taking over. Then my daughter was born. It all got a bit hectic, but we were still in the gym, and then obviously the phone call came, and we immediately kind of like flipped the switch, or whatever you want to call it, from taking over to like proper training and like serious training.
And we talked before about your record in sparring in terms of how the people you spar go on to achieve or not, as the case may be. And the last two that you mentioned there have just supported that theory. Jared
You know what?
Anderson. Go
The
ahead.
last three, because I was with Filip Hrgovic too.
Yeah, well, I think we've talked about that one before, but I mean, since
But
the last time we spoke, I think we've now seen Jared Anderson, of course, lose to Martin Bakole, and then Makhmudov lose just this past weekend to Guido Vianello. So,
yeah.
yeah, you really do seem to put the jinx on these people. You might find people not wanting to spar you anymore.
Yeah. It's not only not wanting to spar me, it's not wanting to fight me, because I will tell you one thing now, like behind the scene information. Uh, I have never, ever, ever. Actually, let me go a little bit back. When the Hughie Fury fight came up, I said absolutely yes, I'm taking it. I took the fight, no problem. And then people, oh bro, why are you taking the fight? Oh bro, this and oh bro that. I said, are you kidding me? I had paid to fight, which sounds ridiculous. I shouldn't even be saying that, because
Yeah, don't tell the promoter that.
right, but it's crazy. Like, it's such a big opportunity, and I've never gotten the opportunity. Nobody, like, you name a name, nobody has ever wanted to fight me. And it's well, for whatever reason it is, but I have never ever gotten an offer to fight any of these guys that are out. Never, not once. So for sparring, I've always been really appreciated and welcomed. And yeah, come and work. It's great work, it's great sparring, great training, etc. The coaches always loved it. It was always really competitive work. But when it came to fighting, it was never anybody. And I've asked to fight everybody. I've asked to fight everybody, and nobody ever got back to me saying like, yeah, let's do it. Everyone was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. So, by the way, respect to Huey and his team for also taking the fight, because not only did I not take the fight, they not took the fight too. So it shows their intentions, and their belief, and it shows my intention and belief as well of what we're both kind of aiming to do with the job.
It's an interesting one because you said earlier you're in different places, albeit you've been through some of the same experiences. You're on the way up. He's already been there, as you pointed out. If you pull it off on September the 27th, I think maybe you'll agree there's every chance that Huey would have to take a serious look at what he's doing. Because having been up there at top world level, if he were to lose to, and no disrespect, a prospect slash contender,
No,
this
I know
could
where you're
be
going.
dire straits for him.
You know what? I think it's going to be a tough night for him, because I think in the current mood and situation and inspiration, with the current inspiration that I have, it'll be a hard night for anybody. And therefore, may the best man win. And I really think that regardless of how the fight turns out, he still has a future ahead, and if he decides to do so. And once again, it's not up to me to decide, and all the buts and ifs and whatnot. But I think that in the current shape and current mood and the current frustration I had in recent months, etc., I really will be a tough night for anybody out there. And there's not anybody on this planet who's going to just blast me out of it. This is what I can confidently say. So, it's going to be a cracking fight, and I think that no, I know it's going to be a cracking fight. That's really all I can say, really.
And Peter Fury said earlier this afternoon in our interview that Hughie's been promised a big fight in November by a boxer, his promoters or one of his promoters, if he gets through against you on the 27th. What would a win over Hughie Fury do for you and your future?
I would like to stay in the UK and fight some of these guys. For example, I would like to fight, like really, once again, ideally, Josh at Wembley for 5 million quid, but obviously that's not going to happen. Like anybody really, anybody. Like, I think a fight that could make sense would, I'd love Gilles Zhang and Bacola, but that's probably a bit far-fetched as well. But maybe somebody like a Joyce, Joyce and I, we fought in the ABA London final now close to a decade ago, or if not even more than a decade ago. That could be a bit of a rematch. He just kind of came, from a loss yet a close and hard and very competitive fight with Chisora. By the way, Chisora would be an unbelievable fight. Chisora is one of my favorite fighters, so it'll be just epic to kind of share the ring with him. There are so many good fights we made out there, and I would like to invite actually all the boxers out, especially my fellow heavyweight colleagues, to just take fights, take the risk, take that leap of faith. Just do it, man. Just do it for the love of the sport. It's not anything else. It's not for the love of the sport. Take the leap of faith. Just make those fights happen, and don't wait for the crazy payday from Saudi. Of course, I love
yeah.
a few. Well, I do love a few. Trust me, but let's do it. Let's do it. Really, it's by the way, the years, they fly by. They fly by. I'm 32 years old now. What, like the last 10 years were like a blur. They've just suddenly gone by. And then this goes and this and then this, and next thing you know, you're 35. And then you got gray hairs, and yeah, it's it's tough. It's tough.
I wish I could blink and be 35.
Hey, by the way,
That's
wasn't
my
it your
dream.
birthday the other day?
Yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday, man. Hope you had a good
Thanks.
one, man.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, apart
all the
from being
best.
old, it's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, Danny, every year that goes by now, it is what it is. It's a year more of experience, not of age.
Exactly. That's what I
So
tell everyone.
it's
Um,
experience.
let me ask you as well. When we talked before, there was some discussion about you possibly going into camp with either Joshua or Dubois ahead of their big fight at Wembley, which is the week before, well, 6 days before your fight with Huey. Did that
Oh
never
yeah.
come to fruition? What happened there?
You know what? We kind of aim to go with Dubois just because of the relation that my coach has, with his team. And then there were some internal discussions there with I don't know. I think the dad of Dubois really kind of has like a strict grip on camp and whoever he wants to bring in, etc. And then we didn't really hear anything. But honestly, I would have kind of liked to go as well, but I just got a kid now and this and that. It's good to also be at home, and also now with my very own fight happening, it's much better to be in your own camp. Really, it's good to of course go out there and inspire all these people when you have time, etc. But it's better to do things in your own gym at your time. When you go spar, like they may say, okay, you spar 3 rounds now, whatever. And who am I gonna spar after? It's not like I can just bring somebody else in to do a couple more rounds or whatever. It's all gonna be very, especially for such a huge fight, it's all gonna be very controlled and strict and behind closed doors, etc. So probably a good thing that it didn't happen, because I would not have been in the UK yet, because we were speaking. I was planning to leave on the 27th of or 25th, sorry, of August, a Sunday, essentially this Sunday, I think. Well, whatever. So I'm here now, and I'm happy to be here for my own camp, but I'm also gonna be I'm really looking forward to that fight as well. It's a cracking fight. And it's a week before my fight. I forgot about that actually.
6 days, yeah. Any specific reason why Dubois' camp or Dubois' dad, whoever made the decision, wouldn't have wanted you in there?
You know what? I just think that the dad just wants to have his 1 or 2, 3 sparring partners from England there, that nobody really gets flown in, and it's one of them ones. Like I really don't know what like it's not something with me personally. Everybody else didn't get flown as well. It's kind of supposed to go there. I think they just wanted to spar a certain 1 or 2 or 3 maybe guys that they have there from England. They don't have to get flights for and hotels and all this stuff, you know. And I don't know, and really it's more of a logistical thing, I think, more than anything.
And on the sparring note, Huey's got a relatively unique style.
Yeah.
How challenging or not will it be for you to find adequate sparring for him out in Miami?
You know what? Of course. I mean, probably you can't find anybody that is. I would have to really think of somebody that is like similar to Huey. I mean, you could probably spar his cousin in Tyson.
Yeah.
Probably like the next closest thing to him, but that ain't gonna happen. So yeah, I mean, well, look, I need to just get fit and get sparring, get in shape, get my time, and that's it, really. You know, but I need to just get the best sparring that I can, hard rounds, and you know, that's all I can do, really.
And we talked about what a win over Huey could do for your career. What about the exposure side of it? Because the show will be on DAZN. You know, it's quite a big show for GBM Sports, who are the promoters as well. It's probably their biggest to date. They're very ambitious. But in terms of just putting you in the public eye, particularly in the UK, how much of a benefit to the fight is that?
Oh yeah, massive, of course. You know, I would, or rather, it's like a dream come true to fight in the UK on a big platform such as DAZN. You know, it's fantastic. I think the UK boxing fans are not only the best boxing fans, but also the most educated boxing fans. Let me tell you one thing. I was the other day in my building here. I've got like a steam room and a sauna, and some dude walked in there. Oh, you box here and there, and then we started to talk. And he called Vladimir Klitschko useless, and he's so shit. I was like, oh my god, stop it, or I'm gonna grill you on that on those sauna stones there. People in America are so quick to call somebody useless. You're calling one of the longest reigns heavyweight champions in the world useless. I say, who are you to say that? Couldn't even fight yourself out of a wet paper bag, and you're calling Vladimir Klitschko one of the best heavyweights to ever do it useless. I mean, and things like this don't really happen in the UK. People are way more schooled about boxing. They know much. Of course, you have the odd guy who calls everybody useless, but you know, people just know the sport much better. They understand. They've grown up alongside it. They know it, and this is something I truly appreciate, because I hate all this locker room boxing talk where people don't have any clue of what they're talking about. I would never go into, like, I don't know, into my locker room in a gym and speak about accounting or something, or badminton or cricket, and call somebody useless. I'd never even dare doing that. And Americans tend to do that, where they're really just so opinionated about certain fighters, and they have no idea. They don't even know how long one boxing round is. Was it 2 or 4 minutes? I said, just shut up. So I'm happy we fight in the UK in front of true great boxing fans, and you know, on a big platform like DAZN and you know, GBM. They've really done. I mean, I think it's like their 3rd or 4th show. Look at them already on DAZN. I think. Yeah, I mean, like, overall, it's an unbelievable opportunity. That's why when people were saying, bro, why you took the fight here and there? I'm like, are you kidding me? Why I took the fight? What should I do? What should I do for? What should I do? Wait to fight somebody else and possibly get paid a few quid more? It's not, frankly speaking, it's not life-changing money anyways. Like, far from it, actually. So it's I repeat, this just proves also that I just want to take the best fights out there. I'm a prize fighter. I want to fight on big shows. I live for the big nights. And they say, and if the heavyweight division would also have a similar, I guess, mentality like I have, I think we'd see many more interesting fights happen also at lower level. I'm not speaking at like super high level, like world title, etc., but also at like mid level, I guess, you know. And often it's not even the fighters that don't want it. Often it's their lawyers and managers and their whatever it is. They just, no, we keep him here, we keep him here. I said, ridiculous. Seriously, really ridiculous. So yeah, here we are now, 1 month and a couple of days away from, you know, this fight, and we're all very excited, and we're all training hard, and it's just a great fight, I think, for UK boxing too. And I think that whatever the outcome is, both myself and Huey will be regarded more than what we are now, because I know that we both put on a great fight and a great show, and we both have to dig in deep, and we both have to go in the trenches, bayonet, put on the rifle, helmet on, really slug it out, because there's no way, there's no other way it's gonna happen. You know, I started to box at the Pico Boxing Club, and I had 3 travelers that were like my first kind of sparring partners. Jimmy, Eddie, 3 brothers, Jimmy, Eddie, and I forgot the name of the third brothers. By the way, they were like 35, 38, and 40, way older than me. And I used to spar with them, and they used to really like beat me up. I mean, the older brother, he didn't even spar on me; he would just come to punch the bag. And whereas the other 2, Jimmy and Eddie, they were coming to train. They were actually fighting, and they were, I mean, mainly doing the you know, like the bare knuckle, like those like traveler fights, etc. And I grew up around, like, in my boxing pedigree, in my day 1 boxing pedigree, I have this traveler kind of culture that I've experienced myself, and they are all very, very proud and tough men. They're never like, you cannot just jab a guy that's from that background and they're gonna kind of like shy off. That just won't happen. And they grew up amongst it. It's like it's something that they just, so Huey may not be the best fighter out there, but trust me, he got a lot of determination, hard, and it'll take a lot to get him out of there. It'll take a lot for him to essentially give up or whatever it is. You know, it's just a great fight, man. That's for me too. My initial boxing experience was with these type of guys, and you know, that's what I grew up with amongst. So I respect that, and it's gonna be great.
Do you feel, excuse me, any extra inclination to go for the stoppage or for the knockout because you're fighting in a foreign country, because it's his promoter's show, etc.?
Of course, you know, knockouts are always the thing that you want to get. Really. There's always kind of the thing. I didn't really think of it. I need to stop him because I'm fighting on a foreign soil. I think, to be honest, the UK has been quite fair, I would say, to foreign fighters in recent years. For example, if we compare the UK with Germany, for example, in Germany, you would need to stop a guy to beat him. You know, you would need to stop the local guy, especially in big shows, to beat them. I think the UK has been always quite fair towards foreign fighters and whatnot. You know, so I don't think I need a stoppage to win the fight, but I think that a stoppage will, of course, be, you know, yeah, great.
Good stuff. All right. Well, before I let you go, just if you've got one, maybe a message to your forthcoming opponent, Hughie Fury.
A message to Hughie Fury. Okay, Hughie, I've got nothing but respect for you guys. You come from a great boxing family. You've done great things in the sport. I'm coming for it all now. Make sure to prepare to train. I'm coming bombs away. I'm a big guy. I'm tough as well. And I just can't wait to share the room with you. I'm proud for the moment. And this is one of the reasons why I'm going to give it 110% for the entire rounds, for the entire fight. So let's really put on a show for the fan. Let's just make something happen. And let's also be an inspiration to all these other fighters that are not fighting each other. Let's really be an inspiration to these guys and put on a great fight and say, look, we took that leap of faith and we're going to make it happen.
Great stuff. Christian, I'm absolutely delighted that you've nailed down one of the fights you really wanted. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it as well. So, yeah, congratulations. That's the first hurdle overcome. A few more to come, obviously. But, yeah, really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. And also appreciate your support throughout my somewhat, you know, also stagnant career. You've always been there. I appreciate that. And yeah, keep doing your thing, man. We're always watching here all of your videos here here in Florida, and yeah, we look forward to the more work with you guys.
Go and watch the Peter Fury one, because that might give you a bit of insight into your next opponent.
You know what? When I scroll through my Instagram or whatever it is, and I see Peter Fury there, I always make sure to stop, because he's one of those coaches that has no cloud chasing, no bullshit, no nonsense. He's a true fighting man, a true boxing guy. Like, he has boxing and fighting his DNA, and I really appreciate that. He has got that old school stuff in him that nowadays, unfortunately, not everybody has. And so he's somebody that, regardless of how the fight goes, I'll always be, you know, looking up to him as a boxing you know, Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Good stuff. Christian, yeah, really appreciate it, mate. And let's catch up again before the fight.
Thank you, guys. Take care, man. See you,
Take care,
Danny.
mate.
Bye. All the best, guys. See you.
See you soon.